getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out some of my old favorite products. All of these products were my favorites from May, June, and July of 2017. So about a year ago, these products were the products that I was loving, that I couldn't put down, that I was constantly using, and I loved the idea of looking at what was my favorite last year as opposed to what I used this year, and just testing these products out again, seeing if I still like them, seeing if they still work well for me, or if I've changed my thoughts, if I don't like them anymore, if they're still just as great. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see what my old favorites were and how they work, just keep watching. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be doing kind of a different video. I haven't done this before, but I think it's a really cool idea. I am going to be doing my face makeup with my favorites from last year. So these are my May, June, and July favorites of 2017. I got as many products that I had on my favorites videos from those 3 months. There were a couple things that I didn't have on there, like highlighter, blush, I think, and bronzer. And I think everything else was favorites from those months. So I'm pretty excited about this video. I think it'll be cool to kind of retest these products out, see if I still like them, see if my thoughts have changed at all. So I grabbed some screenshots from those 3 videos. One of my favorites was the Coverall primer, which I have recently been reusing. You can see this is like, it's like gone. But I have really been liking this primer again since my skin is a little more dry. It feels like a lotion, but it also feels tacky, but I do feel like it's a little more hydrating for my skin, so I do still really like this primer, and it's like a $5 primer. So a next old favorite I'm going to be using is this e.l.f. foundation. I'm not really sure what this one is called, but I loved this foundation last year. I think it was in my 2017 favorites, like whole year favorites. I think it's a really great foundation. Another favorite I'm using is the Loreal pink sponge. I loved this sponge, but I have not used it in a really long time. A pretty good shade match. This is the shade Sand. Looks a little lighter on camera, but in person it matches pretty good. Oh yeah, I did use something different on my brows. So in these favorites videos that I had these 3 items listed as favorites. So this is the NYX Tame Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. I did use this on the tail end of my brows. I think it looks good on camera. I'm not sure if it's just because this is a little bit older and I haven't used it in a really long time. The color, I think if I got a darker color I would have liked it more, but I think if you're just starting out with a pomade, this is a great option. I do like how my brows came out. I think they actually look pretty good. And then on top of that I used this powder. This is the TheBrowGal by Tonya Crooks. I loved this powder. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I used this constantly on my brows. It also came with this brow brush, this duo brow brush, and I really liked this too because it's just a really tiny thin eyebrow brush. So I used these 2 on my brows today. I filled in the tail end with the NYX Tame Frame, and then I went over it with this darker powder and then mixed these 2 powders for the front of my brows, which doesn't have any of the pomade on it, and I really liked these products. I still like them a lot, but I do love my ABH brow pomade. And then I use this at Maybelline Brow Drama. I don't think I like this. You can see I'm not sure if you can see that. It has like a big circle on the end and it's really hard, like if your brows are smaller it's really hard to get it. And I also felt like I wasn't getting any product on my brows, and I dipped in and like swirled it around quite a few times, and I mean my brows look fine and it looks like my hairs are in place, but it doesn't feel like they're gonna stay. So I don't really like this one anymore. So this is what the foundation is looking like. It is very pretty. I think you can build up the coverage, but it looks medium right now. about medium coverage. I can still see all my freckles and scarring on my cheeks that I am working on hopefully fading. I would say this is more of a luminous foundation, but it's not like dewy. I do like the foundation. I still like it. I think it feels very lightweight and nice on the skin, and it does have a very skin-like finish, so I do like that. It has been a long time since I've used this foundation and this sponge. I still like the sponge. It's a beauty sponge. It's from the drugstore, and I feel like it's a really great one. Okay, so next favorite. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I think I had this in May's. Yeah, I had this in last year's May favorites. So let's see. I did use this to prime my eyes today too, and it's very sticky, so I think it worked good for that. Blending out really easily. It's not adding a ton of coverage though. Looks very brightening under my eyes. I do feel like my texture under my eyes looks a little accentuated. I wonder if this dries down. It feels so sticky. I'm going to take this Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush and use my next favorite, which was this NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. I still feel like this is such a great powder, and it's $3. Wait, I feel like NYC isn't around anymore. If it isn't, that's really sad. But this is just a translucent powder, and I lived for this when I first started my channel. It was one of my favorite, and just it was just a really great product. So I'm picking up that powder on the brush and I'm lightly setting under my eyes. I feel like you can go too heavy with this powder, so I pick up a good amount on my brush and then I just really tap it off. Oh, I feel like that just smoothed out that concealer. Yeah, I still like this powder. I do use it occasionally, but I do forget about it. It looks so smooth. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Yeah, that is still a great powder. I like this brush for powder under the eyes. That powder is so smoothing. Then I just take a little bit in the cap, and I'm going to use this Morphe E41 and just set the rest of my face. Okay, so yeah, I still really like this powder. I still think it's an amazing powder. That concealer I'm still iffy about. It's very sticky, and I feel like it really did accentuate all these little bumps I have under my eyes, but that powder really helped save the concealer. I really liked the concealer for priming my eyes because it was so sticky. I feel like the shadows just stuck to it, and I just really liked it on my eyes. Okay, so for contour, I had the IBY highlight and contour palette. You can see, I mean, it's pretty used. This one has a pretty good dent in it. I really liked this. I got this from a BoxyCharm, and that was before I was really into highlighting and contouring. Actually, contour, I only have like 3 palettes, and 3 or 4 contouring palettes, and 2 of them are from BoxyCharm. So I mean, you can use bronzer or anything else to contour, but I do remember really loving this. But now that I think back, I feel like it was patchy, so let's see. I'm going to take this Contour 3 shade on this Morphe R2. It's also hard to tell because of the scarring and spots that I have on my cheeks from acne if it's actually patchy or if it's just my skin. I like this shade because it's ashy. I'm going to mix a little bit of contour too in with that. Might be a little too ashy for me. I think it's blending out fine. I mean, you can definitely see my spots and stuff through it, but take this Morphe R10 with the Contour 2 shade and just make that contour a little more intense. In person, it's hard to tell. Oh, that looks a little patchy. So I do think it still looks a little patchy and it might look a little muddy. Just going over that with my sponge to try to make it blend a little bit nicer. So the next 3 items I'm using aren't favorites. This butter bronzer though has been my favorite for a while, so it's like my go-to bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's a good one. I'm gonna go in and contour my nose really quick with that bronzer. Just picking up this Beach Cosmetics number 6 brush. With this Urban Decay Obsessed blush, and I'm going to take this Luxie tapered highlighter brush. Ooh, this is very pink. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. This was a favorite once I got it in my BoxyCharm. I know this was a favorite last year. I feel like with the orange eyes I should have went for more peachy apricot toned blush, but that's okay. I still love this highlighter. Another favorite from those months was this Kiss Proof Lip Cream by Bella Pierre Cosmetics. This is in the shade Antique Pink. I also got this in a BoxyCharm. When I first started my channel, that's where I got a lot of my products. A lot of my non-drugstore items was from BoxyCharm. That's how I built my collection up. I'm hoping this looks okay with my eyeshadow. I really like that color. I just don't, I feel like I need a little more. It's a little too pinky. I feel like I need to add some nude into it to go with this eye look. So I'm going to take this Loreal lipstick in Optimist. And just lighten that up. And then I'm going to take the highlighter that I used, the Ofra Rodeo Drive, and tap that over the center. My lips are sticky. I think it was that lipstick. I really loved the color of that lipstick. I don't remember if I loved the formula of the lipstick. It feels sticky. I know I just put a lipstick on top of it, but I wear these lipsticks all the time and they don't feel that sticky. So I think that might be that lipstick. And then I have the Maybelline Master Fix setting spray. This is almost gone, and this is my second bottle. I started testing more setting sprays out after this was my favorite for a long time. I do remember loving this a lot. It smells like alcohol, water, and then alcohol. Alcohol's the second ingredient on that list, but I'm going to use that today. Like that setting spray. I feel like it just really helped melt all my makeup together. Yeah, I still do like this setting spray. I think it's a great option from the drugstore. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish up the rest of my eyes and I will be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I did use my favorite from last year. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I used that on my lower lash line and on my lashes before I put false lashes on. So this was another favorite. I really like the way that it looks on my lower lashes. It is very voluminous. It makes me look like I have more lashes than I actually do, so that's really cool. I can't remember if this mascara flakes or anything like that, but on my initial application I still like how it looks. So those were all of my products from last year's favorites videos. I kind of liked this idea. I thought this was a fun video. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I post 3 videos every week. I did film this eyeshadow look. It is look number 7 in my 10 looks using 1 palette series, so I will link that down below if you want to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.
Getting over him. I got no rules, I count 'em.